Let's see if we can keep this going 2 days in a row, huh? Been a while. Going out to get the dogs. Got off work a little bit ago. 73 degrees outside. Freaking beautiful. We mowed. We mowed Sunday, and I feel like we already have to mow again. This time of year. Need new tires for the mower. Hello, kitty cat. Kitty cat number 2. This is Tipsy. Hi, guys. Hello, Jade. Hi, baby. Bootsy. And Oakley. Hi, baby. You want to go play? You guys want to go play? And go. And go potty. What's up, Bootsy? The old man and the young pup. Hey, baby. Sit. Sit. No. You get down. You're just so excited, though. Lauren's going to get ice cream with the neighbors, and Oakley's over there watching her go across the street. Hole in my fence in the ravine. I'll show you in a minute. But I wanted to kind of show you guys the path and kind of talk about the weird day it was trying to get them back. All 3 of them got out. Jade came back right away because Erin saw her and just came back. She knew she was in trouble. Came right back to the yard. The 2 mature dogs, however, they gave chase, and I'll show you where they went. So this is our yard. We have about an acre. We have a steep ravine in the back, and up in the right-hand corner, the fence makes a little bit of a hole at the bottom where the ravine itself is. It just washed out more over the years. So the dogs escaped through that hole into the neighbor's yard right here, and then they went out the gate at the corner of the screen there, took off up the road, crossed the busy highway, and presumably went down into the woods that you see here. At least if I were a dog, that's what I would do. And kept going down this private gravel road you see here in the field. At least this is the way I had to go when I fortunately found them, which is a funny story in itself. So there's a gentleman's house right before the field starts, and I stop and ask him if he has seen a couple dogs running around. And almost immediately he offered me up his Polaris Ranger to take out into his field. So I did. And then I ended up finding them right here where this field meets the grassy field. They just came out of the woods. I called them. They acted like they were going to come to me, and then instantly bolted back into the woods. My wife was on this street you see over here, and I'd been talking to her on the phone and told her that they were coming that way. So she was watching for them, and Boots, our pit bull, ended up coming to her ultimately, but no sign of Oakley, which is weird because typically without, you know, Oakley won't leave Boots. But when she saw me, I think she knew that she was in big trouble. And we thought she was hiding out in the woods. So we spent probably another hour looking for her after all this, searching the woods, walking through neighbors' yards and things. And to kind of give you a perspective, you see that barn at the very top of the screen? That's my neighbor. So our house is right on the other side. So there's a lot of area to cover between our house there in the corner, all the woods and whatever. And we are very, very fortunate to have actually found them, because in a little bit I will show you just how far they could have gone before we could have hit road. So it was lucky that the guy who owns the field was so nice to let me use his Polaris Ranger, and even more lucky that the timing worked out, that they were popping out of the woods right as I was coming around the corner. So here's our house again. See our backyard, our neighbor's yard. Right, almost right below us, right there is where they would have got out. Bringing the drone down. And I will show you, once I get low enough, a better close-up of the hole. It's a ravine / burn pit. Lots of garbage back there, lots of dead trees, voluntary trees, weeds. It's a mess. But we're trying to clean it up. Oh. And here's Oakley and Jade. Oakley absolutely loves just laying out in the sun. Doesn't she look so majestic? So back here and down in the ravine there, we can see that log up against the fence. Well, the log wasn't there, and we believe that is where they escaped from, right there. So, log is a temporary fix. I think I'm gonna try to get some busted up concrete to keep down in the bottom, and then put some dirt over it, just to stop the hillside from washing out. And it works out because my dad and my uncle both work in construction. Those woods there off in the distance at the top of the screen, that's where they would have been lost. And off to the left is where they would have been found. The brown house in the corner. That's where Boots came out of the woods. But I'm trying to show kind of perspective just how far that they actually went. And all the curiosity that a dog would probably have. I know that pond right there would really, really interest me if I were a dog. But anyway, in the top right, or in the middle right of the screen, where I am zooming to, right here, very right there, that's where the guy who had the Polaris Ranger let me borrow it. And down that hill, or down that road where I took you before. So, but it is easily 2 miles between the main road there and the next road over. So without that Polaris Ranger and dumb luck, I wouldn't have found my dogs for God knows how long. I had already taken off, I want to say 3 or 4 hours searching for them, just so. And luckily Aaron was off. So while Aaron was still tromping through the woods, I decided to put Boots in the back of my truck and take him back home and put him in the kennel. So hopefully he wouldn't take off as well. So right where Oakley is right now is exactly where she was when I went to bring Boots home. That little shit ran all the way home when I caught her out in the field. and didn't stop and getting for Aaron. And she was trying to, I guess, trick me, letting me think that she was here the whole time. So fortunately, all's well that ends well, and my dogs came home safe. But I gotta patch all the fences and do all the stuff because, living out in the country, you never know if they get on the wrong person's land, or we live kind of off a busy street, a busy road. Anything could happen. They could get shot, they could get ran over, or even just not find their way home. And Connie Corsos are desirable dogs. Some people might decide to keep them and make them their own, which is a pretty shit thing to do, but I know it happens. So, as you guys can see from the path that they took, they had quite the adventure. Come here, Oakley. I think we finally got it figured out where they're getting out, though, because there was paw prints back there, so it's pretty obvious. But like I said earlier, I've gotten out several times, and I thought I had the yard pretty well pinned up, but I didn't. So I had to, originally, obviously I think they were getting out here, so I had to put this piece on right here. And then there's another gap on the opposite side of the fence, or on the other fence, that I thought they were getting out. But if there's I guess the moral of the story is, if there's a way for them to get out, eventually they will find it. And it's this guy right here who's the ringleader, I'm pretty certain. Oakley's usually a follower. Boots is the adventurous one. So, anyway. Thanks for watching again, guys. So that's all I got for today. Talk to you later.